Hello friends, today we are going to start with chapter number 13 of class 8 and the name is sound. In our daily life we use so many sound, we listen so many sound, but what exactly the sound is? Sound is the sensation which is felt by our ears and something we hear as a result of vibration of our body. Now what is vibration? To and fro movement is called vibration. So let's get started in actual terms. Now sound, it is a form of energy. You can see over here, sound is a form of energy, and now we need to understand this, that the energy is neither destroyed, neither created, because energy is transferred from one medium to another medium, from one form to another form. And for an example, if I'm clapping, that means I am changing or transferring the physical energy or the muscular energy to sound energy, because clapping produces a sound. Now next thing is, it requires a medium. When I say about it requires a medium, it means that sound needs to travel in three main mediums, that is solid, liquid and gases. Now basically this video consists of flow charts and diagrams, so no need to go through the books all over line to line. So it is just the main pointers I'll highlight it in this video. So if you like the video, please hit the like button and do let me know in the comment section if you need such more videos. I have made so many notes, so if you just want that in any of the classes, 8th, 9th, 10th, 7th, so I can provide the notes in a video. Okay, next is sound. It requires a medium. Now if you say that, ma'am, okay, sound, okay, it transfers in air, so I need to tell you that when we talk about that sound is transferring air in air, also we need to understand that air is also has mixture of gases, so another medium is gas also. Next we'll talk about audible and inaudible sounds. What are audible sounds? Audible, like I'm audible to you, right? So audible, which is like from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, and inaudible, which you cannot hear, it is very low, that is below 20 hertz. Now something is there like ultrasonic sound. Let me be very clear. Ultrasonic sound is like more than 20,000 hertz. Now ultrasonic sounds, we cannot hear them, they are too loud, and we cannot hear them. Now some animals such as dogs, leopard, monkey, they can hear the sounds, ultrasonic sound. Now dog can hear the frequency as high as 50,000 hertz and bats for 70,000 hertz. Okay, then sound is produced by the vibration of object. Now when we talk about vibration of an object, we can take an example of stretched rubber band. This example is also given in your CBSE book. Now stretched rubber band, when it is moved to and fro, that produces a sound. You must have done this in our childhood, or right now also we do it. Then next is our vibrating tray, which is filled with water, produces sound when it is stuck or hit with a spoon on the edge. Now these two things very clearly depict that sound is transferring or traveling in a medium, that is here is rubber band, which is a solid medium, and here in water tray it is a liquidy medium. Next is, now sound travels in waves waves further have three categories, such as amplitude, frequency and the time period. Frequency, we all know what is how many times, and in a layman language. Then time period, how much time is taken. And now let's understand what is amplitude. Okay. Now this we all have seen in our books, in our 8th class book, and before that also. This is a pendulum and it is going to and fro from A to B. Next is the maximum displacement. Now what is amplitude? It is the maximum displacement, maximum distance covered of an object from its rest position, that is from here either to other side. Now this is, I have explained is here, that is from OB or OA, that is OB or OA. Okay, now that is amplitude, the maximum distance of an object from its rest position. I think it is clear. Rest, it is something looking like, okay, rest position. Next is the most motion of, now what is oscillation? We must have heard this term from our teacher so many times. Now what is oscillation? It is motion of pendulum. Motion is like movement, okay? Now the motion of pendulum from one extreme point, that is from A to B. Here I'm not talking about this rest position B, because this is extreme position. A to B or from B to A, that is oscillation. Next is our time period. I have already told you time period, time taken for one oscillation, and the number of oscillations per second is termed in frequency. Now it is measured in hertz. We have already discussed above. Now loudness and pitch of a sound. What is loudness? It depends upon the amplitude of the vibration. Now amplitude, if the amplitude is lesser, it will be a feeble sound, like sound of a drum. Then if the amplitude is more, that will be loud, that is loudness, and this loudness is measured in the term decibel. Then we'll talk about pitch of a sound. Pitch is the sharpness in the voice or in the noise. Now some people have very high pitched sound, some have very low pitched sound. Now it also depends upon the frequency of the vibration. Now if the frequency of the vibration is low, that is drum sound, then frequency is high, that is a whistle sound. That is the very easiest example mentioned here. And then we'll just talk about sound produced by humans. Now how humans produce the sound? It is through vibration of the box or our larynx in our throat. Next, what happened? There are two stretched membrane, that is the vocal cord, which is attached in the larynx. Now with two narrow slits between them. Narrow slit is there between them. You must have seen the diagram. I'll show you here. Now when air passes through our lungs, through our lungs air passes through these vocal cords, it vibrates through air. है ना, किससे हो रहा है ये? एयर से. ना एयर, with air the cords will vibrate, and definitely through vibration they'll produce the sound. Okay, here is the diagram. You can see here that the narrow slit between them, it helps to, now the stretched across, it is stretched across to larynx, across the larynx in such a way that there is a narrow passage, and when there is a vocal cords vibrate and the sounds is produced. Now the pitch of the sound produced is changed by the muscle attached. Now when the vocal cords are tight and they are thin, they'll definitely produce high frequency sound, and when they are low and loose and thick, they'll produce, the muscles are loose and thick, they'll produce a low frequency sound. Now next is sound. Definitely it needs a medium to propagate. That means it needs a medium to transfer. Now it can be through solid, it can be through liquid or gaseous, and not in vacuum, definitely, right? Next is when in air, that I have already told you, there are mixture of gases. Now how we hear? Or definitely with our ears. Now let's see how. Sound, it travels through our air canal. I hope you're able to see it. Now sound, it travels through our air canal. Then what happens after that? Later on it passes through our eardrums, and eardrum vibrates, and when eardrum vibrate, definitely sends vibration to our inner ear. The eardrum will vibrate, and the vibrations will go in the inner ear, sorry for the fumble. Next, the inner ear will, give signal to whom? To the brain. And when brain, the main powerhouse, it will say, the Supreme Court will say, yes, you have to do it, then you have to do it. Then the brain, we hear sound, because brain gives the message that yes, there's a sound, you need to hear it, then we hear the sound. Okay, next is, what is noise? It is noise. Okay, what is noise and what is a musical sound? We often take them for exchange, okay, noise, music, okay. Now, what is unpleasant? Noise is unpleasant here, and pleasant is musical sound. We every time listen musical sound, we get pleased. That is why it's a pleasant sound. Now, why it is unpleasant? Why it is because of the irregular vibrations, and it is pleasant because of the regular vibrations. Now, sound like horns of trucks, cars, buses, silencers, when scooters, in Holi I have lots of bikers here who without any silencer, they remove the silencer and they'll move around. It produces lots of noise pollution. You must have there with you. Now, by musical instrument, by person singing a song, that is a pleasant sound. The last topic, the last page of my notes, this is noise pollution. So students, no need to get worried about this difficult chapter, because I got so many students came to me, ma'am, this chapter is so difficult, so lengthy and all, so please make it easy for us. So I made the notes. So let me know if you like the notes. Now, what is noise pollution? Noise pollution, we all are aware about what is pollution, so definitely we all know what is noise pollution. Unwanted or excessive noise in the environment is noise pollution, like DJ drums, late nights, and when it is disturbing someone, it is definitely a noise pollution. One example I've given you from my daily, from my experience, that is in the Holi, so many bikers without silencers, they move. It's definitely ear-threatening. Next is the causes. What are the causes? Sounds of vehicles, explosions, machine loudspeakers, etc. In a home also, like kitchen appliances, grinders, grrr, then AC, high TV, radio noise, etc. We can't say that TV and radio, because one student came to me and he said, ma'am, TV and radio, that means hum sunna band kar de. I said, no, that means only when it is above, higher from some like over a range se zyada hoga, then definitely it will cause noise pollution. When it's in a limit, that's definitely, it's not a noise pollution, because everything has to be running. Then is the harmful effects. Why this is noise pollution is harmful? Because it for prolonged explosion, it causes loss of hearing there. Be very careful about this. Now, lack of sleep. When there is so much noise, you cannot even sleep. Hypertension, high blood pressure, anxiety, so many other things which are associated with the harmful effects of the noise pollution. Then we'll come next to the last topic, that is how to prevent or control the noise pollution. I hope my notes are clear to you. In case it is not, I'll make it clear for you. Okay, now silencers in vehicles, industrial machines, and home appliances. We need to use the home appliances, heavy machines. We need to keep the thick rubber mat under the machine, so that the when it vibrates and it is placed on some hard surface, the vibration will vibration will produce more sound, and if it is placed on a thick rubber band, it will absorb vibration. One very good example experiment we can do for this, for the understanding of this second point, is that as we all have that grinder machines at home, the small little one, blenders. Even if you're a boy, please ask your mama what I'm talking about. So when I usually keep it on my table, and it's a iron table, so when I grind it, keeping it on the iron table, the noise is much more higher there. And when I keep rubber mat, or I keep some cloth under it, thick cloth under it, so the vibration is much more lesser. Now, next third point is banned. Now, use of loudspeaker should be banned. I know we all like loudspeakers playing in the parties, but yes, it creates a lot of problem. We should understand that, and party should be enjoyed according to that. Now, factories, it should be away from residential areas. We are so grown up, we all know this point. This is a very important point too, and high courts and supreme courts have taken so many measures for this. Even so many factories are shifted from residential areas to different places. Now, next point is TV, radio, music system, they should be at lower volume. Now with this, my topic for today is finished. And lastly, if you like the video, please let me know in the comment section. Hit like button, hit subscribe button. Thank you so much.